Nick, after the disappointing result on Saturday, how's the team's attitude? How's it feel a couple days later now, after one day of practice?
Well, one thing is we're moving on to Utah. We got a great opponent in what we're going to face. Hostile environment going there. So we're starting to move on to the next week.
Can you talk about what challenges these guys present to you with their offense and what they do?
With their offense, from an inside perspective, you got to be really sound on your keys. They have a pulling offense. They do a lot of pullers, and then also they're really good running back. So we're gonna have to be sound on the inside on our keys and what we're looking at.
It seems like with the freshman Wilson playing quarterback, they're getting back more to the sort of spread nature that they had a few years ago. Is that what you're seeing when you look at tape?
Yeah, it's a little bit different than last year in the sense that they're not out of the under center as much. They're a little bit more in the gun, and that allows their offense to be a little bit more dynamic as far as misdirection and lead. Or not lead, zone read. But I mean, it's a spread look, but with a great tailback and a big offensive line, they can do some damage on the ground running it. So it's not a spread team where you're looking for pass. It's a spread team where you have to really respect the run first, and then look at your pass drops.
It seems like most games this season, there's been one really noticeable breakdown on defense, at least a big play, whether it's a long run, quarterback, or a mistake in the pass coverage. And how can you explain just the having just a series of like one breakdown per game?
I mean, it's disheartening because throughout the game we made the adjustments and corrected it, and we proved to ourselves that we can make the fits right and cover the guys. But so those big upsets, it's disappointing. Being on the end of the person making those mistakes, I mean, it's tough because you're letting the other 10 guys down. They're all playing hard, and you happen to lose your fit or miss an assignment. So it's definitely hard to you kind of feel hard to do that to the other guys that work so hard.
Nick, what sort of goals do you guys talk about for the rest of the season? This obviously hasn't gone the way you wanted so far. You have 4 left. What do you think you can make out of the season?
Well, the season right now is Utah. That's definitely the mindset, is one game at a time. That's been how I've been approaching every game this year. But as overarching team goals, Coach Tedford mentioned the possibility of a bowl game, which is still attainable. And you just got to play one game at a time. You're not going to beat Oregon State or Oregon this week. The only team you can beat this week is Utah.
Okay, anything else for Nick? Okay, tough to beat that last quote. Thanks.
Thank you, Nick.
Thanks, guys.